Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raven Rolls. And sorry if we were having some technical difficulties, but that's hopefully all resolved now. And welcome to another uh, session of Starforged. So we're playing Astra. It's the campaign, and this is session 8. And I'll let everyone introduce themselves and plug anything. We'll start with DJ.
Yes, my name is DJ from the Griffin's Nest, and um, the only thing really to plug right now is we're um, slowly but surely we're still working on. Me and Paul are still working on the Mage hack. We had our first playtest a couple weeks ago. We thought it went really well. You can catch that here on his on the Raven Rolls Twitch channel. The VOD is there. Um,
I think I might have even sent it to YouTube. If
You did. It is.
Yeah,
It's also on the Raven Rolls YouTube channel. Um, so you check that out. We're still working on that. Hoping to have another playtest in the next month or so. We'll see. Schedules get weird around this time of year, so we'll see what's. These games are probably going to have to slow down a little bit too. But yeah, I'm excited to be back playing Buzzard again. Maybe we can actually start scavenging this time around.
yeah, we're starting a new story arc, so even new people can jump in at this point, and so it doesn't spoil. We haven't covered a lot of overall stuff, but it's a new storyline, so yeah, it's a good point as any to jump in. Okay, Nathan.
I'm Nathan. Run the channel Dimension 119 here on Twitch. We do Miserable Mondays on Mondays where you can come affect my Pokemon Arceus game with channel points and make my Mondays better by making me more miserable. Um, yeah, I'm trying to complete the Pokedex and get all the shinies by November if possible, while chat ruins those chances. So it's made twice as hard. Then we stream D&D on the channel on Wednesday nights. This next Wednesday looks like it's going to be the final session in our Curse of Strahd campaign. It looks like we're going to be fighting Strahd next session. So that should be a lot of fun. I have absolutely no confidence that we're going to win. So it's very likely to be a TPK. But at this point, with everything that our characters have been through, it'll be a fitting end to the campaign. And then I'm over on Jarl of Goats channel after that on Wednesday nights. And then I play random games on Thursday nights and Friday nights. And that's me.
Yeah, chat versus streamer games are always fun. I used to have a lot of fun messing with Jarl, playing was it Medieval Dynasty. uh, but yeah, that Death of the Deities campaign that you're in with him is a nice one. Is that the one you're in?
Yep. And we're getting ready to fight a dragon that somebody's trying to make into Tiamat. So that's going to be real fun.
Ooh. uh, yes. So yeah, right now I'm playing this game and also with DJ the Mage Hack. There's not much else going on. At least in online gaming right now. Maybe once work schedule settles down, I might start a new campaign. I'm still deciding. People want to play Harbinger, which I hear is progressing forward now. Yeah, here on my channel, we play a lot of absolute tabletop games, and even Starforged is they've helped out with it. Maybe not directly an absolute tabletop product, but it is. They did some work with it. Harbinger is still in beta testing, but I think they're moving forward. Maybe a Kickstarter next year. Then obviously our Mage Hack, which is based on the Black Hack and Mecha Hack. Mecha Hack is also absolute tabletop, and I've run variations of their adventure kit. So waiting for the new one to come out soon. So All right. Well, get going. Some.
Well, one real quick, I want to do this plug we always do is for Starforged. Um, Starforged is, of course, the sci-fi version, science fantasy version of Iron Sworn by Sean Tompkins, and it's available, I believe, on ironswornrpg.com. Is it? Oh, we do this every stream.
Yeah. Oh, I'm. Yeah. Iron Sworn RPG. I'm copying it right now.
Yeah, yeah. As well as Drive Through RPG. Um, they're currently, as far as I know, for Kickstarters, the physical copies are being shipped to distributors currently. They should be out to be shipped out soon. They did also just announce, I saw a couple days ago, that they are partnering with Modifius to do actual retail release of Ironsworn and Starforge. So if your local game store sells Modifius games, and if even if they don't currently, you can ask them about it. About once that comes around, they might actually have Ironsworn in physical form at your local game store. So that's going to be really cool as well. Um, yeah, and I think they're currently starting work on the Kickstarter stretch goal, Sundered Isles, which is the sort of retro grade version. They're taking what they took Ironsworn and made Starforged, and they're taking Starforged and making a fantasy seafaring version. So sort of cycling all back around on itself. Um, so we're really looking forward to that as well. When I think they just started sort of early development on it recently, according to the Kickstarter updates.
Yeah, the links for Iron Sworn RPG and even Absolute Tabletop are in the chat there. And I think that's everything. Did I forget anything else? No.
I don't think so.
Well, a bit of news. The Kickstarter for the new supplement for Scavenger has gone over what they asked, so they went past their Kickstarter goals. Scavenger's Bronze Age punk meets arcane punk, I guess, something like that. Uh, it's a nice fantasy setting there. And I guess, so who wants to recap? I get most of you skimmed through the last episode.
I think I can do the recap.
Okay.
We last session was sort of the closing arc of our initial um, storyline. We had stolen a bunch of goods from this band of space pirates, and we were going back in to finish the job. We snuck back into the facility and got to their reactor core maintenance room. And ultimately, we set the reactor to overheat and explode. However, in the process, we did meet someone or see someone and hear some information about some things that we thought were interesting. On the pirate station was a man named Alex Nadir, who is a marshal from a neighboring sector. And a marshal in our version of the Forge, a marshal is essentially like a sheriff, a law keeper for a given planet. They are appointed by the Forge. Each colonized planet has a marshal, and we were very interested to see that a Forge official was on this pirate station, and so we definitely filed that away for later.
Well,
Federation.
well, the Forge doesn't have an official capacity. You wouldn't think they think they're more for the greater good, not supporting pirates. Usually,
Right. So we I don't remember exactly if there was any other specific information we got from that, but we thought it was very strange that he was present here on this pirate ship, seemingly like giving orders to people uh, or making requests. Um, but we didn't get any specific information from him. So we rigged the reactor. We raced back to the ship. We took off, and we were able to get away before it everything went. Um, I don't think it necessarily like blasted it completely to bits, but it did pretty much hobble it to the point where it was not useful to the pirates anymore. I believe we made a few stops with some of the gear that we had. I don't believe we. I think the biggest thing I think we did was we sent some sort of message to the other corporate people of Rhiannon, I believe, or something similar to that, because we had found out that Isaac Hadley, one of the major industrial like businessmen on Rhiannon, was in league with these pirates, and so we basically let them know, hey, you guys need to take care of this. So
yeah. The planet isn't doesn't have a set of rules. It just basically means if you're gonna screw with someone, they can screw back with you. So there's and now that everyone knows that they were screwing with them.
right.
So
So we like to keep Rhiannon happy because it's a easy place for us to do business outside of the forge, and we didn't want that getting messed up. But we had decided that we were going to go back into the forge, and I believe we had some business to take care of with some of the. I believe we had some amount of precursor tech on board that needed to be registered.
I
Um,
think registered. We may have also traded for supplies and stuff, and because we
right.
don't, some of it was unimportant for us. So I guess we don't need it, so we donate it or something like that.
So that was one reason we were heading back to the forge, as well as to see if anything comes of this encounter with Alex Nadir. Um, because in fact we were heading to the sector that he is a marshal in, which is called the Lacuna Shoals sector, and he is the marshal of the planet called Mira, which is a another like ocean world similar to Rhiannon. I believe. Well, Rhiannon might just be the name of the settlement, but no, I think we said it was called Rhiannon. But either way, um, but there is another planet in the sector of Lacuna Shoals called Kerr that as far as we've known, the times that we've flown through this area has been uninhabited. It's been a sort of a waste world, and we I'm guessing maybe we hear in channels or whatever, but we know that the forge is in the process of exploring this planet with the possibility of terraforming it and colonizing it. So I believe that's where are going to be starting off here, is dealing with getting to this sector and finding information out more about this planet Kerr. Did I miss anything?
I think that's it. Just let anyone know who's new for joining us. This is a cooperative campaign. There's no game master, dungeon master, or anyone running it. We basically come up with a story and our goals, and then let the dice decide if it works. Usually, more often than not, except for last session, things haven't gone our way. Okay, so where do we want to start first?
Well, I believe we need to do some sort of travel rolls.
So that's where I come in.
I believe that's called. So we need to establish, is there a what's it called? Like a path, like a pre-established, like well-known route between these two sectors, or are we flying into wild space? Because if we're going down a known route, we can set a course. But if we're flying through wild space, then I think it's more of an expedition.
Nathan, why don't you decide?
Well, where did we say this planet we're going to is located?
It's excuse me. It's in the Lacuna Shoals sector, which is the sector right next to um, the sector we're currently in.
I mean, is that
A lot of
decently rooted over there? Because I feel like on one hand that there would be a known route to this planet if they're traveling back and forth trying to settle it. But also, if they're in just like investigation stages to see if they can settle it, it may not be as well known.
I think from where. Well, we went to the fort. We're in the forge now. We're in forge controlled space. So I think there would be a route, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's a little more difficult still. It's because it may be more frontier.
Okay. So this says set a course says when you follow a route through perilous space, across hazardous terrain, or within a mysterious site, roll supply. On a strong hit, you each reach your destination, or you reach your destination and it favors you, you gain momentum. On a weak hit, when you arrive, but you face a cost or complication, and there's a couple of choices. But on a miss, there's a threat, and we pay the price. So now let me see if there's the rules on setting a course um, as a group. How it works with how it works with like the momentum and stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of playing Starforged is scrolling through the rulebook.
So, sorry, I was doing a couple of stuff. What are we looking? What kind of move are we looking at?
Set a course. I'm trying to see. So when you're journeying along a known but still perilous path, make this move. This is basically so that we can do all of this in one roll. We're going to either get there or we're going to have an issue.
So I guess
Instead of an expedition, would be several, like, okay, go here and then go here and then go here.
it's basically, do we have enough supplies to traverse it or the right
Right.
supplies? Do we have enough and of the right supplies? Sort of thing. So,
There's no um here we go. Allies and expeditions. If you're on an expedition with allies, uh one of you makes the roll, an ally can assist. Um hold on, that was specifically set a waypoint. Undertake an expedition. There's not. It doesn't say anything under set a course about doing it with allies. So I'm assuming the momentum we either all gain it or it would go to the person who made the roll. One of the two, but I'm not sure.
well, then I'm okay if I don't gain it.
Yeah, I know.
You're up there, so maybe we'll have Nathan roll. So he could use some momentum.
Because it's just a supply roll, which we share supply. I believe. I believe, right? Or do we not share supply? Um, let's see.
Page 48. It is a shared resources. You and your allies use the same
Okay.
supply value when you travel together. If any of you make a move to increase supply or suffer the result of an outcome that forces you to sacrifice resources, each of you adjusts your supply meter accordingly.
Okay. So it doesn't matter who rolls it. It's right now our supply is 5.
So what do you do to roll supply?
Uh, you will so on the dice roller, you
Got it.
click yeah other and then set it to 5.
Okay. That's a miss.
Okay, this is an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting trip. Um,
Oh,
so it says
yeah,
we
go ahead.
must pay we are waylaid by a significant threat and must pay the price. If we overcome this obstacle, we may push on safely too. So we're only going to have one complication, and as long as we overcome that complication, we'll make it. So what do we think we run into?
Oh, I have Harbinger on the brain. Astra Storm. uh, let's see. You know what? Maybe we look at the Oracle.
Okay,
Is there
there is a pay the price table as well. I
okay,
believe,
the pay the
right
price table? Yes. Where is it?
down here. This is we pay the, make the most obvious negative outcome happen. Ask the oracle or roll on this table down here. So I'll roll this and see if it's useful, and if it's not useful, we'll go from there.
Where is it? Is it under a colored heading?
Yeah, the light purple. That one's not in oracles. That one's in. Uh, yeah, it's under. Keep scrolling down. Right there. I rolled it, and it says a new enemy is revealed.
That's all we need. Another enemy.
Right, but if you'll roll on there's like a space perils table, isn't there? In the oracle,
Yeah, I got compartment catches fire or is breached.
that would be an issue. Let's go with that. That seems interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe
we can always
we're
add a new enemy. This is something
right.
that yeah.
Maybe we get hit by like an asteroid storm or something.
I like that. Kind of goes with Paul's storm idea he was wanting, anyways.
Yeah, we get caught in like like, a bunch of debris or asteroids or whatever, and they come and it runs into the ship. So we've got to do something. We've got to be able to patch it or something to be able to make it safely to um, our destination. Now, with that, we want to make that be a withstand damage, suffer move,
Well, I think we did take the damage already. Oh, we want to see how much damage it was.
or well, we to put a little bit because we've got to overcome something. So, or we could maybe yeah, because our ship I believe has 5 integrity. Yes, 5 integrity currently.
So I guess we should take the damage to see how much.
Yeah, so we'll withstand damage. What do we think? It's a what does set a course say about how bad the issue is? A significant threat.
So that
So
major damage
yeah, let's call it major damage.
or
Let's call it
serious?
a
Yeah, we'll go major. Yeah.
let's call it major. So we'll take 3 damage to the ship.
When you withstand withstanding damage, we get a +1 to the roll. So -3 but +1.
Okay, so we'll take 2 damage. So we'll be at 3 integrity.
Or just for rolling. I'm trying to because we so I have a reinforced hull. Like we have to.
Right.
So does that withstand damage? It's that's on the roll, so we still take the 3 damage. I think.
Okay. Well, you get a +1 to the roll. Got it. So
Yes,
we're
that's
at
right.
two. We're at 2. So when your vehicle faces a damaging situation or environment, suffer. If it's 0, we lose momentum, but then if your integrity is 0 or you choose to resist the damage, roll integrity, and we're going to get a +1 to that, so we might as well try.
Right.
So
So we're at a 2. So we're at a 3 +3.
it would be a +3. So roll other at 3. Okay.
Do you want me to roll since I have?
Yeah, you can.
All right. So other, and then does it matter? Do we put it on other or adds? The plus.
Other. If you either one, you just make sure we're basically it's 2. We're rolling versus 3. So
Right, so we roll plus attribute. Miss with a match. Oh boy.
I don't think a match means
Yeah.
anything, but on a miss, it's worse than you thought. Suffer an additional integrity or lose 2 momentum.
Oh, okay, then I will, because that's my fault. I will take the 2 momentum, unless
Yeah,
you guys
that'll
think
work.
it's better to take the integrity.
I think go ahead and lose the momentum. You'll still be at 8.
Yeah.
And well, could you have used your momentum for that?
Oh, actually, hold on. Let me before I
Pull up the
gearhead.
dice roller again.
Oh yeah, I could have
Does
because
burning your momentum
yeah, because I have 10 momentum and I rolled 7.
is it? Do we think it's worth it?
Well, I can fix damage on the ship easily.
Because here's the thing: we also suffer an additional thing according to what type of vehicle it is, and being that this is our command vehicle, we will mark it as battered or cursed. Mark a module as broken, destroy a broken module by discarding it, or roll on the table below. So it's going to be battered or cursed, and we're either going to break a module, lose a module,
Well, none
or
of
roll on the table.
none of her modules are broken, so one of them is
So that
going to be broken.
right. So either our stealth tech or our reinforced hull is going to be
Actually, I think a reinforced hull kind of makes sense in this case.
if you don't burn your momentum.
Right. And how? But I can. The problem is I can easily repair.
And what does let me look up what battered and I guess it would be battered. Let me look up what battered means. Vehicle troubles. Battered um means it's barely holding together. And I think it basically affects other roles. It says like if your ship is battered, do this other thing. So
But remember, I can make repairs at +4.
yeah, um I don't I'm trying to think if really your gearhead really helps with the ship because
Well, the module is equipment or technology.
you could repair the module. Yeah, I could say
Yeah.
that. I would say that you can repair
Oh,
the module.
repair, clear the
Modify
battered
it.
impact on a vehicle, fix one broken module, take +1 integrity on a vehicle, take +1 health on a mechanical companion, and it's saying repair. Oh, that's repair. Yeah,
It's
when
the
you
repair action.
move to craft, repair, repurpose, or modify. When I am repairing equipment or technology,
Okay,
I don't know. What
that's
do you?
fine then.
I think that
Because it, I think that would be fine.
because repair does say vehicle.
Yeah. Okay. Um.
I don't know.
Because I mean, you were gonna have to repair the vehicle one way or the other.
Yes.
But if you um if you if you burn your momentum, then
This is less to
we
fix.
if you burn the momentum, it becomes a strong hit. We can either and then we can actually gain an integrity and it'll be less that you have to repair.
It's up to you
I've
guys.
still got a decent I've still got a decent momentum in terms of for future possible things we're doing.
What do you think,
But
Nathan? Should I burn my momentum and have less to repair, or chance it? Because we've been rolling bad, so maybe.
I mean, my thoughts are that you've had like close to 10 momentum pretty much the entire time that I've been playing. So it's probably not going to take you long to get back up once we start making rolls again.
well,
But
and I think the fact that we a lot of times one of us are aiding you in a role, and by doing that, a lot of times we give you momentum.
And with my loyalty, is it? I gain more momentum by helping everybody.
Okay, so yeah, I think you need to
and
burn
we
it.
definitely need our ship. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it was going to be something very bad, but I was running around
Just
patching this, repairing this.
just click the button in the middle.
let me ask
Oh,
another question real quick before you do that.
Hmm.
Well, that's fine. Um, I was
Click it
just
on.
gonna ask what would happen if we left it a miss because the set of course said if we overcome the obstacle and if we missed, would that still be considered us overcoming it?
I
That we
don't think
continue
so.
on, or would we
I
have to
think
do that all over again?
I think we would have to deal with it. We would have to completely overcome the obstacle. So at this point, now we're
we took the
like,
So
damage
this will
still.
help twofold.
yeah, we took the initial damage, so we're still at 2 integrity. No, actually, we're at 3 integrity because we just got a strong hit. So we gain a moment. So it's not as bad as we thought it was.
Oh,
Essentially,
it was, but
yeah.
I
You were able to mitigate it.
mitigate on the fly, and it's almost like a stamina. I see momentum. Like I was hopped up on succeeding on the last mission that I was still on adrenaline running, and now I'm like, oh, you guys could help me once in a while.
I imagine it's like Han trying to fix the Falcon, and like he's asking for things, and Chewie's handing him the wrong tools. like,
All
like
right.
we're trying to help, but not really doing so.
So before we move on, do you want me to repair?
We'll repair um once we get on landed, because we pretty much we patched it, we got it flying, we got everything sealed. We're not you know
It's space worthy.
right.
Did we lose any more supply on that
No,
roll? Oh,
it actually doesn't tell us to lose supply. It just
so we had the right.
we were good. Yeah.
Well, we had the. Well, we failed the roll, but we didn't lose any stuff. It's like, okay, we didn't have the right tools. Oh well.
Okay. So after the events of the space travel, we arrive. Um,
I'm at two. How is that where it reset me down to?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Reset is at 2 currently, unless you have like a if you there's certain conditions you can have that lower your reset and lower your max.
Right. Right.
Um, Another thing that we figured out last session was that in this sector, specifically on Kerr, dealing with this new sort of exploration of the planet, I have an ally from my time at the academy. A an adept by the name of Joran Stollard. She's an adept that specifically focuses on gathering information about the precursors. That was her sort of she just like sort of we were drawn to the precursor black iron of everything in our fields. Uh, as an adept, that's what she was drawn to as well, and that's probably why we knew each other in at the academy, was because of our mutual appreciation for the precursors. And I'm trying to figure out, maybe, how would I know she's here? Would we maybe not know until we get there, or
Um. Well, we have access to like a database. Would she be openly listed somewhere in a database somewhere where people of the Forge are located? Like maybe not us because
so
we're a little more independent, but she's in a more official capacity.
right? Because here the thing is that where we're at, we're sort of still out in the outlands of the forge, the sort of the farthest reaches. Um, Out here, we established that the main way that information gets around is through couriers, which is partly why we take on jobs like that. So that could be how maybe someone else had a message that we needed to send somewhere that involved her, or maybe a message to her, or
Or maybe you'll
but
find out once we land.
that too. I was thinking that because closer in towards the center of the forge, they have the weave, which is like wireless, almost like the internet, but a way they can send data quickly. But out here, we have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I think
We
if
have
you're on a known in one of the known areas under close proximity to one of the main colonies, then I or one of their main satellite places. I think we might have access to the weave. But yeah, where we were, but we arrived. I thought we arrived in a main area to do some trading and stuff, so we would have had information update at least.
Maybe some like very light, because like I said, I think the sectors closer to the academy are going to be the ones that really have access to the weave. But yeah, so um we do know that Kerr is being explored. And maybe I like the idea that maybe before the Forge actually started exploring it for possible colonizations, us as scavengers, specifically the two of us, might have made a stop here before. Maybe we haven't explored a bunch of things here, but knowing that we're scavengers and delvers and things like that, we've at least taken a look around to see if it was worth our time. And we know that there are some precursor ruins and like artifacts here. Um,
Didn't we decide that this marshal was going here to look at some type of mine,
Or precursor
possibly
ruin.
yeah,
possibly for black iron?
I think that's what we were looking at. We were thinking about like what would he have to do with, first off, why was he wanting involvement with these pirates, and then why would he, a marshal of another planet, be so adamant about being involved in this other project? Um,
Is this part of his jurisdiction? Like it's
I
potentially.
the thing is, I believe the way that we established it was that marshals are responsible for one planet. Each planet has its own marshal.
Okay, because I
So he
thought
is
we
tech.
had the original, was it 7 colony ships, and then each of those colony ships can expand to other planets. I thought.
So I think I think it was five, not seven. I
Oh,
think
five.
maybe there
Okay,
were seven and five of them made it. I think
right.
is what we said.
Something like yeah.
And that was how the sectors were born. There
Right.
are
Oh, so the
five. There are
marshals.
five colonized sectors, and the marshals are over the individual planets.
That would make sense because only 5 marshals doesn't make sense.
Right.
It's you're right. You're part of the same sector, but each marshal has its own planet or region. Yeah.
Right. But the thing is that Kerr would not currently have a marshal because it's uncolonized. It's unterraformed.
So officially, he might say he's doing double duty with both of them until a new marshal can be selected.
Maybe that's the
Yeah.
story he spun to his superior or whatever. He
Maybe. Yeah.
volunteered to
Yeah.
keep
Maybe,
an eye on Kerr.
or maybe he wants to transfer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Um, but let's see. So I think we'll learn a little more about what his actual plans are as we go. But we touch down here on Kerr at maybe not the smoothest landing, but we we make it. And I say now would be a good time to roll some more information about this planet. We do know. I'll read what we rolled last time. It is a
We also rolled a creature last time, but I
we
wasn't
did.
able to put it in the dock.
I have it.
Okay.
It's in our Google Doc.
I was gonna say I put it in the group chat, but I didn't have access to edit the doc yet. So
We still got to do that, but I have it right here. So Kerr um, is a planet um, that has a breathable atmosphere. I did like the idea. I thought about this. I like the idea that maybe it's not 100% breathable. Maybe there are, because it's not fully terraformed. Maybe there are certain things that we have to filter out. Maybe we have to wear like some sort of respirator in order to like filter out minute toxins in the air, but for the most part, it's still breathable. There are. It says that there are multiple like settlements or camps. I'm guessing to help with the um, this colonization efforts. It's a fairly large planet, and it's fairly desolate, and the life on it is very scarce. Mostly um, creatures. There are definitely no intelligent life, as far as we can tell. Um, there is an they're experimenting here to see if they can make this livable, and that there are several ruins, and a lot of them are probably not very well explored. So that's what we know about Kerr. So I was thinking that we could roll um, a peril, an opportunity, and a settlement. So peril and opportunity are here, and then we could roll up an actual settlement for it. I think I need to add another sector to this, but so anyone want to roll a specific thing?
Okay.
Doesn't really matter to me.
All right. Let's see. So Oracle settlement.
Settlement would be to roll up a new settlement. Yes.
So that's what we're doing.
I I guess I'll roll up the planet side peril,
Okay.
and Nathan, if you want to roll up the planet side opportunity, and then Paul, you can start on the settlement. So the peril lost the path. What does that mean? um, what would the path be? Is that a
How? So my first thing that comes to mind with that to me is that since this planet is not completely and fully terraformed yet, maybe there's big patches of like desert area where these ruins are. It's kind of maybe not necessarily just like heat of the desert, but sandy areas, and sandstorms tend to blow up in those areas. And if you're in that area, it's really easy to lose your way if you're not careful.
okay? So it makes travel and exploration on this planet more difficult. Okay.
I mean, we can always re-roll it. That was just my
Yeah.
first thought seeing that.
I'll give it one more roll, and then we'll see if we like the other one better. Signs of a lurking or trailing. Hold on, I'll look at the actual list. Foe. Signs of a lurking or trailing foe.
Well, we have. Is this something that's supposed to be specifically for us, or is this just a planet feature? Period.
It just says it's a planet side peril, so I'm not sure exactly. Like if you look at the whole list from, I've got the book here. Um, it seems fairly generic. Um,
Because if it's supposed to apply to kind of the whole planet,
right.
we
It
talked about having the creatures that we rolled up kind of
right.
be subterranean, and it could have something to do with that. We eventually pick up signs that these things are tracking us somehow, or
Uh,
at least monitoring us. There's some mild form of intelligence when they're hunting or whatever.
Right. There's a little breakout box on the page about the peril and the opportunity. It says, choose or roll a planet side peril or opportunity when you want inspiration for an encounter or event on a planet side journey. So these tables can help resolve a match on your action roll for undertaking an expedition or exploring a waypoint. So maybe we don't necessarily need to roll these right now. I might try to keep that one that I just rolled in mind though when we do need one. But we definitely need to roll a settlement.
Well, that
I
sounds like it's
rolled.
specifically supposed to be for us. And if it's supposed to be for us, it could connect to the Marshall guy at that point.
It could. It could.
Because I rolled opening to get the drop on a foe for the opportunity for us.
Okay.
We don't want him to know
Just
we're here
keeping
right
that in mind.
away. You know,
Well, we
which is
really
what.
don't 100% know what's going on yet. Like
Well, that's why
we
we're
suspect something about him, but we don't really have all the details yet.
right. So I think we wanted to get here, get information, and get our foot in the door before he had a chance to arrive. So we and I rolled. I had to reroll a couple little things, but I rolled a really good settlement.
Okay.
Tranquility is the name of the settlement.
And just an aside on that. On the settlement name table in the book, it actually says uh that you can either leave the name by itself or you can add a tag to it. So that it lists base, citadel, depot, fortress, hold, landing, outpost, port, station, or terminal. So if we wanted to, we could add one of those to Tranquility.
I like Outpost because it's still relatively new, or
Right.
do you like Tranquility Base? What do you? Which one do you
I
like?
like Outpost.
So we have
That
Tranquility
that seems
Outpost.
very that almost seems very like the Forge would want to name a settlement, like a temporary settlement, something like that. You know, to make it to make themselves feel better, if anything.
Yeah, because it's not a permanent structure because we have multiple settlements and camps. So
Right.
the settlement is it's just more of an outpost. It's not anything permanent. It might grow into something later.
Right.
Uh, Population. First thing I rolled was hundreds, which makes perfect sense. There's
So
not a
they'd send enough people out here to get the work done, but not too many because it's not
well
fully
each
livable.
yeah each outpost is tries to be self-sufficient and they each have a task, so they're not going to overpopulate each settlement right now. And the first thing I rolled was within or near a precursor vault, which works for what we want. Initial contact. I re-rolled a couple of them. I went with wary because they don't know us very well, or do you want to change that to, because of who
I
we are?
I I
I,
think that the first contact, the initial contact, they would be wary until possibly we encounter.
why are we here at this settlement and not the other settlement on the other side of the valley? Authority. I think I re-rolled that. I ended up with fair. I don't know. What other options? Ineffectual, tolerant, unyielding.
I think fair is fine.
Yeah. I don't want to have another issue with the government. uh, you know. Let's see. Projects. I re-rolled. The first thing I rolled was exploration, and then a second one I re-rolled a few times and got archaeology, and I got all right. That works. And the trouble. The first thing I rolled volatile energy source, and I thought that's a good problem for them to have. It's
Maybe that's why the atmosphere is not quite fully breathable. Whatever this energy source is putting something in the air, and
I
that's
like
what
that.
we're filtering out.
I'm
yeah.
thinking it's just like it could be like high, like there are like normal air components, nitrogen and oxygen and stuff in the air, but maybe there's just a high CO2 count the air currently. And this whatever this stuff is gives off CO2 in large quantities.
Right. And until they can, it's not supposed to, but it's letting off.
Right.
And they haven't been able to terraform well enough to start planting a lot of plant stuff, vegetation
Right.
to remove the CO2.
Maybe the water situation hasn't gotten far enough
Yeah, I think
for
it's
plant life yet.
it's probably the ground doesn't have enough minerals in this area. Uh, yeah, the water source is just they have just enough for the people, and then for like small scale hydroponics,
Right.
but like just enough to meet their immediate food needs. They haven't gotten to the scale where they can start planting trees and stuff that require a little more commitment. But maybe an easy thing if we decide is to deal with the energy source, see if there's a way to shield it, modify it, something. Jury, maybe someone can jury rig something to get it so that it doesn't put out so much CO2, and then maybe work from there. Maybe to gain their trust. I don't know.
Okay. So we need to make sure that all that you got it. You already got it all in there. Cool. Into the doc.
Well, I guess the
So
authority would be the person that you know. Um,
but she's probably part of the authority. There's probably a few other like Forge officials for various purposes. Like she's probably there as sort of a research lead, and we probably got a couple
right.
of other
Um,
scientists and whatever
oh,
there.
Jaroon Stallard, is that?
Jarun.
Yeah, that's the name. All right. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that we're not just going to go land on this planet and be like, hey guys, we're here to look for this mine y'all are looking for. So I feel like we need to either have procured a job on the way here to send us here, or come up with a reason why we would be coming to the settlement to
Well, what
to
if?
be at the settlement.
What if? So we were on our way. We do know that we were on our way into the forge to make transactions with this precursor tech that we precursor gear that we had collected from the pirates. What if this is a coincidental stop due to our need to repair? We sort of this is the first planet we come to after we took damage, and we need to land to make basic repairs to be able to make it a little farther. Happens to be why we're here.
So we took this mission because we knew we were coming here. We needed a cover, but not in a bad way.
Well, we could spin it that way too. I was thinking even like almost happenstance. We end up here and like we were headed maybe we were headed to Myra or an actual colonized world to do our job with this precursor tech, and it just so happens we needed to land, and this is the closest place to land.
Oh,
I like that idea, and I like the idea that the information that we got on the marshal was just that he was looking for this black iron or whatever on a planet, but we didn't know what planet. So we're just going
Right.
on about our business, with that in the back of our minds, and just happened to land here and find out, oh hey, this is the planet he's on.
so we're keeping that's the overall mission, but now immediate one we're a little more planet related, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're
interact.
here and we'll see how the story unfolds, who we encounter and what the problems truly are, and if we can help them, great, and if, you know, we'll go from there. Once again, at this point we did that whole first job sort of to help ourselves in the long run because it
Well, we wanted some of that precursor tech.
right.
We got some, but not as much as we hoped for. And if it
Well,
helps people,
we wanted to keep Rhiannon open for business for ourselves in the future. Yeah, but that's sort of the reason why we did a lot of what we did. But now we're um, looking for real paying work, you know. So, okay, so I say that we sort of land on the outskirts, far enough away from the settlement that we're not gonna hurt anyone, or get in
Well,
anyone's way.
we also got injured, and this is a vault settlement, and we have legally we can land here for supplies and stuff because we have a little bit of leeway in where we can go, but we're not like
Right.
going to some.
Not trespassing or
Yeah, we're not
anything.
trust. That's it. Yeah, doesn't mean
Um,
we can land near the
it-
settlement if we want.
right, but we're far enough away that we're not in the way of the settlement. But yeah, but we kind of ride in. We can even we get out the rover and we ride into the settlement looking for help and things for these repairs. Um, looking for if there's anyone that has certain supplies. We can figure out what's going on. Let people know who we are and why we're here. That way we don't end up getting the hunters called on us or anything. Um, and they're a little wary of us at first. They don't know who we are and why we're there. We're probably we look like a funny bunch the way we're sort of dressed and um like the idea that there's someone that's like almost refusing to help us and you're like you're really not supposed to be here and this is official forge business and that kind of stuff and maybe that's about the time that maybe Joran steps out of from under a tent or something and notices us and she's like is that you guys is that and we say yeah Joran is that you and we sort of have a conversation and she sort of lets them sort of dispels the tension in amongst the people who were communicating with us. Okay. Where is the make a connection? Okay. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to like actually make a connection with Joran here. Something that could be beneficial to us and eventually maybe even turn into um, a companion or into like actually like a bond and like give us real benefits. And now I have being an empath.
I forget. Is
Um,
empath some of the magic, supernatural powers?
yeah, it's a little bit.
So all three of
I
us
I,
are now paragons.
I probably don't even fully realize anything's different. You know, it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything weird. I'm empathetic. I'm good with people.
You were always good with people. Yeah.
So when you read the intent, emotions, or memories of a nearby being, roll heart. On a strong hint, you glimpse a helpful aspect of their inner self. Envision what you learn and take 2 momentum. And add 1 when you make moves to interact with them in this scene. On a weak hit, you just gain a momentum, and then on a miss, I pay the price. So,
So we call you counselor now, Counselor Deanna Troy.
I'm gonna roll heart to um, try to just get a read on her and make sure that there's nothing crazy going on. Um, I don't have any pluses for that. I don't think. Um, don't think so. Just rolling basically versus a 2. Okay,
Ooh,
rolled a
momentum.
miss. but if I dump my momentum, it'll become a weak hit. So basically, it will be a wash of a roll. It basically is. It won't help me really much, but it won't hurt us either.
But what's the penalty for missing?
It's you reveal a troubling motive or secret, and you pay the price. So basically, it would set Joran opposed to our views, which I don't necessarily want to do. At least not now, not right off the bat. I want to have some sort of ally here.
Right.
So I'm gonna burn my momentum, so it'll become a weak hit. So basically, I will just gain a momentum
So
via 3.
basically, Jordan doesn't remember you, good or bad.
Well, she does. We just
Yeah.
my empathetic attempt to link with her sort of failed. That wasn't even the role to make a
Oh, not
connection.
even a connection. Okay.
Yeah, so that was I was trying to gain a bonus to make the connection. That's what I was trying to do. So on this one, it's just a
Um.
heart roll.
Wait. I know that I may not be the best, but I'm your ally, and I'd like to help you.
And I'm sure she at least knows you as well as much as we were together in
Right.
at, at the academy. So
So I would like to aid the ally.
okay, so I think that is the secure an advantage roll.
Uh, basically, observing her and remember. It's a her, right? Is it?
Yep.
Observing her and maybe remembering some aspect about her that I remind you of.
Yeah.
Okay, so Loyalist says when you aid your ally, add a +1 and take a 1 momentum on a hit. So I get a wits with a +1.
hmm
Weak hit.
It just says on a hit, right?
Yeah.
What does your loyalist say? What does your loyalist say?
Uh, on a hit, I take +1 momentum. So that's the first
You
thing
ate
is
your okay.
I
So
gain
you
one
got a
momentum.
hit. So you do gain a momentum.
Right. On a strong hit with a match,
The
envision.
match.
Yeah, that's the only thing that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I can envision how this moment marks a breakthrough or milestone in your
Okay.
relationship.
So you because of the weak hit, I don't gain any momentum, but I do gain the +1 to my roll here.
Oh, when we would have both marked a tick on our Bond's legacy track if I got a strong
Right.
hit.
Got the hit with the match, yeah.
I'm loyal, but I wasn't that loyal.
Okay. So I'm adding a 1 for your aid. I'm rolling heart and I rolled a weak hit. So on a weak hit, I we make the connection, but it comes with a complication or a cost. Envision what they reveal or demand. So maybe this is sort of thinking a little meta to the what's going on. When we got to this planet, all we were doing was looking for a little bit of aid to help repair our ship, get us ready to go and get off the planet. We had no intention of staying here or doing anything. And in the process of connecting with Joran, she like ropes us into helping her with something.
Right.
Sort of delaying us and possibly at minimal, compensation. I think that's the big downer is
Well,
like
yeah, she has to save the money. You know, they don't have a lot of credits or bartering power.
right. So I do make a
Well,
connection.
what if Buzzard owes her a favor? And
That
that's
too.
why that's kind of the complication side of it. It's like we're probably not getting paid for this because you owe her anyways.
She remembered the favor you. I. That's what I said to you. Remember, you owe her a favor. Don't bring it up though.
Or maybe like you bring up like a story that you're thinking is going to remind us of sort of our connection and our friendship from academy, and she remembers it as, oh yeah, you owe me for that. um so so we create a connection, give them a role and a rank. When your connection aids you on a move closely associated with their role, add a +1 and take a +1 momentum on a hit. So, where do I put connections? Um, I might have to try to dig out my.
Guess under challenges, they're under vows or no progress.
No, there's a connection sheet, like a physical one. I have no. It's been so long since we started this thing. I used to have printed out versions of like character sheets and stuff. I have no idea where that stuff is. Okay, let me see if I can pull that up to see what it looks like, and so that I know exactly how to. Um,
I think we put when I was trying to connect with the guy on um, to talk to Hadley. I think we put it under progress. I don't know if that's where it's supposed to go, but I think we added a progress track
there
for that
is a
connection.
track. There is a track, so we can. But the connection sheet has a spot for name, location, role,
Gotcha.
um, whether or not you have a bond with them, which I currently don't. Um, so and then you set their rank. So
She might
we
be
could do
some.
it as a, for now. We can do it as a progress track. It'll be
She might be someone to good to have a bond with. You know, even as a
yeah.
contact of sorts. We come back here and
Okay.
yeah.
Under challenges, we'll do a progress, and we'll call it Doran Ballard, and her role is adept, precursor adept. Precursor adept. And what rank do I give? So they use the same ranking system, but basically the lower the rank, the easier it is to form a connection with them.
I think because you already know her, I don't know if troublesome or dangerous equivalent. I don't know.
Let me see if the book has any insight into choosing that. Gameplay in depth, make a connection. So you give them a role, which I did. Um, Rank represents the challenge of advancing the relationship. The higher the rank, the greater the narrative focus and time to require to form a bond. So basically, it's sort of opposite of what you would think. Like, if we want to focus on this character a lot, we set the rank higher so that it takes longer to form a bond. So that means we have to interact with her more.
That's
So
why I
we
think maybe dangerous or formidable then.
may yeah, I was thinking
Well,
either danger formidable would be a whole box every time we interact, every time we
well,
advance.
do we want to make her a good like we created that taxi driver type of guy, but we
Right.
never developed him in that
Very
sense.
far. Right.
I think we can use her as a contact because even though my character has high wits, he he studies precursor tech. Having someone else with that knowledge, and she might have access to resources. Like obviously not just giving us resources, but we could someone that's on
Information
friendly
and yeah.
terms, information. Yeah,
Okay, I think formidable would be good. It'll be a decent pace. Interact with her, 6 or 7, 8 times, and then be able to form the bond. I think that's probably good. So,
so it's we have to interact with her more times to
yes,
level her
to
up.
to form,
Yeah,
but not too many. It's not like we're not going setting it to epic.
right, right.
Um, so let's see. 'Cause I'm gonna read just a little bit more about. Um,
Actually,
okay, so it's under
I don't know if you want to take a break in a little bit.
yeah, just a minute. We can take a break.
Yeah, yeah.
So under next step, depending on the connection's role and whims of the narrative events, they might serve as a regular patron or associate in your story or as an infrequent acquaintance. As you interact, you can find opportunities to develop your relationship and eventually forge a bond with them. Meanwhile, when your connection aids you on on a move closely associated to their role, you may add one and take a momentum on a hit. So basically, by having her and like especially because she's probably roping us into a some sort of mission, she'll probably be present for a lot of that. And so having her there and her knowledge will probably aid us through whatever we're going to be encountering. So I say what we do is we take a break, just a few minutes, 10-ish minutes or so. And then when we come back, we figure out exactly what she's asking us to do. If we need to roll on the oracles or something to help with that. And then maybe we take the first leg of the expedition for that, undertake it and take the first leg and see where that takes us and then maybe call it a night. What do y'all think about that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So what was that? So we're taking. Well, now we're going to finish something first.
Yep. We go ahead and take it now.
Okay.
I think we're
Well, thanks everyone who's joined us so far or who will be joining us. We're going to take maybe a 10-15 minute break and fresh our drinks, bio break, whatever we need, and then we'll come back and proceed with the next part of the story then. And Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And I guess we'll jump right into the next part of the story where we are forging our bond with our an old friend, new contact named Jorun Staller, who is a precursor adept, uh, specializing in precursor tech, and that's probably one of the reasons she's here on this planet. It's because the settlement she is part of, the Tranquility Outpost, is right near a precursor vault. But
Yeah. In the process of reforming this connection and asking for
I
some
think
help for
the
ourselves.
correct term is reforging.
Yeah.
Forging is the key word.
But where she is trying to call upon an old favor that I owe, and we're fixing to figure out exactly what she's wanting us to help her with. So I figured, since I'm the one interacting with her, how about each of you make a role? Maybe one of y'all make an action, and one of y'all make a theme, and then the two of y'all figure out what she's wanting, and then we can maybe work, talk that out, role play it out a little bit, and
I got
pull it off.
journey for action.
Okay.
Ooh, alliance for theme. I like that.
Okay, so y'all two talk out, what does Journey Alliance mean?
Will that work here though? Because I think we said there's not real. This planet's not really inhabited.
Well, the journey,
So are there alliances to be made here?
well, an alliance with her, maybe. No?
Well, I was thinking that that's the theme of the journey that she's asking us to do. That's how I'm thinking of it, and I guess we could flavor it that way.
Let's see what. The next one I rolled would have been hardship. Um, yeah, hardship or. Well, the journey, because we're near a precursor vault, maybe she wants us to head down there first because of our specialties. And if this works, she's trying to help us. She is part of the people in charge, but she's not in charge. And they're more wary of us than she is, obviously. And maybe it's an alliance with this outpost be beneficial to them and to us. To make allies with three uh, Ironsworn is probably a good thing for them. Is that what I forget?
Yeah,
That's what we're called, Ironsworn here, or no?
Yes.
Yeah, we are. Okay.
yeah. I mean, we could go with that. I like the idea. I like the idea of the journey, and since we said that, since we rolled earlier and kind of was wondering if we would use it or not, that we lose the path. We could possibly lose the path, and that the journey to wherever she's wanting us to go find this precursor tech or help her find it, isn't exactly an easy journey. And that's why she's asking us to do it.
Well, it's largely unexplored. The ruins. They're trying to. Their goal is to get the outpost going. They haven't sent people in, and since we can go in, scout it out, make sure it's safe, and then they can easily move into it a lot better, I guess. Because obviously they like us to go in and grab stuff and bring it out to them, and they don't have to get any problems. And I guess we're doing it more for a favor, but maybe they'll let us keep some. Or help us. Oh, maybe help us repair the ship in exchange.
I think that's what we were doing. We were asking for sort of aid and, like, because we took some serious damage, and maybe, I mean, yes, you can repair the ship, but maybe we're missing a few parts, or. So yeah, I think that's what we're doing. So let's try to play out the scene just a little bit. We don't have to go super detailed with it, but I'd be like, Jordan, we we were trying to get somewhere to do some official business, and we got hit by a bunch of asteroids, and our ship needs some serious help. I was just wondering, do you know of anyone around here? I know this isn't super civilized yet, but that can help us with some repairs or maybe some parts.
Do you want to do this, Nathan, or do you want to play her?
Again, I can make the attempt. Uh I can probably be of some help. Um, but if I'm getting you out of this trouble, it's gonna have to be payment. I'm gonna have to have payment because this isn't the first time I've gotten you out of trouble. You still owe me a favor.
Really, that was what, 10, 15 years ago?
You thought I'd forget, didn't you?
Okay. What
Well,
do you got in mind?
well, maybe instead of payment, is there anything you have, any pressing concerns or needs that we can help you with?
Oh, I wasn't thinking payment as in any form of currency or trade. I was thinking services. You
What do you got
see,
in mind?
we have a little issue. Um, our scans have picked up some possible precursor tech in an area that we haven't been able to explore yet. I think the three of
Y-
you could probably get us there, or get me there at least.
That is one of your specialties.
It's uh, it's not going to be an easy journey, but
Is it ever?
not with the three of you.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You want us to help you get to a location where some precursor ruins and tech are at, and get you through to whatever information you need. And in exchange, you're going to help us get our ship back in the air.
Well, let's see how you do first.
Fine. Okay.
So you'll scratch our back after we scratch your back. Okay.
Better be a real good scratching, because, like I said, he still owes me a favor.
Well, let's. Which way are we going? Okay.
I imagine at this point she either pulls out a map or like some kind of data pad or something, and starts kind of directing where we're going, and kind of giving a little bit of an overview of what we're looking at dealing with. Um, I think in my mind, and again, this is something that we can all pitch in on, but I think in my mind, because we rolled Journey, that a big portion of this is going to be trying to navigate through this one of these areas that's, not easily, it's not easy to get through.
For sure. Okay, so then I guess the first thing we got to do is, okay. Here's the question. Here's what we got to do. Is this the moment where we swear a vow, or do we need another inciting event to actually make it a true vow to us? How do we want to take? Is this just a job, or is this something worth taking a vow for?
I don't know. She wants us to try to. Well, she wants us to find to uncover some tech, return some precursor tech, or more of a pre.
I feel like we're almost a scout like escort party, so that she can get the information she needs.
We're the hired escort.
We're the muscle.
We're,
Yeah,
we're the caravan guard that,
right.
that are getting hired.
I
So
f-
what am
I
I'm
guess
just saying, is this worth swearing the vow on, or do we need some sort of inciting event on the journey to make it worth our while to actually swear the vow?
so. The vow would, if we did swear a vow, would be to keep the
If we swore it right
to,
now,
yeah.
the vow would be to complete the mission. But that could also just be a quest, which is separate from a vow. You see what I'm saying? Like we could just this is just an expedition. It's just a trip, a journey, and we're not actually swearing a vow yet.
So
I personally feel like that's all it is right now.
what is
I think so too.
what is the quest? Because I don't think we've ever done a quest before.
Well, it's an expedition quests. So, um, if you go like when you're looking at your legacy tracks or the what are they called the legacy tracks, quests are like let's see. So if we were to swear a vow,
Oh right, the quest. Okay, I see that now.
so I think the quest track, I think when we fulfill our vow, we mark progress on the quest track. Yeah.
Oh, so vows make up the quest. So this is not a quest, then this is would be a vow. It's lower, isn't
Well,
it?
okay. So what I'm saying is, I was using the term quest. Um,
Just
we can undertake an expedition without having a vow sworn. This is just a journey. It's a trip. We're just going somewhere.
so undertake an expedition, just keeping it simple.
Right. This means that we're this is completely just a job for us right now. If something happens along the way that we basically uh we feel the need to be more serious about, and like it 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 comes into our idea of what it means to be an iron sworn, then that's when we would swear the vow and take it on us. Then it becomes personal. I think right now it's more just a job. It's more just we're doing this for her so that we can get some help. That's not necessarily a vow. I mean, if we wanted it to be a vow, we could make it like a either a troublesome or dangerous vow that's like not very it's we're going to get through this vow fairly quickly. It's not like a big major vow. Um
Yeah, maybe um, an expedition I think is shorter, but we could a troublesome or dangerous vow is also still short too.
like if we finish an expedition, then all we're going to gain a discovery instead of a quest. Well, it'll still put us towards leveling up, but
If
we
we still track progress, right? We would just track it under the progress
under the
area and not
progress
about.
and
I
not a
think
vow.
that to me that's where this fits in. If it needs to become a vow later, if we end up rolling crappy and something goes wrong and it becomes a big job, then we can potentially make it a vow to say, "Hey, we this is what we're going to have to do to make this
Right.
happen." But
Or
I think right
something
now it's probably just a simple progress
right.
tracker and undertaking an expedition.
Like if something were to happen to Joran, or something were to, something like that on this journey, then maybe we could turn it into a vow to fix the issue or whatever. But I think for now, just undertaking an expedition. So let's do that. So, when you trailblaze a route through perilous space, journey over hazardous terrain, or survey a mysterious site, give the expedition a name and rank. Then, for each segment of the expedition, envision your approach. And then, so if we're going fast, we roll edge. If we're going stealthy, we go shadow. And if we're staying vigilant, we roll wits. So, under challenges, let's go a progress track called um, Journey or Jorand.
Jordan's journey.
However you want to label it for yourself. And then what rank do we want to give this?
Um,
How
think
how
if it
many
was troublesome,
how many points of so if troublesome, we could finish this thing in 3 successes.
I think troublesome they would have done it. I think this is more of a dangerous kind of thing.
That's what I think too.
I agree.
Well,
That would give us
it's
at least
troublesome
4
for
or
there's troublesome for them, and troublesome for us. So, but I think dangerous might be a good thing because it's unexplored. Uh,
Did Paul's
ruins.
voice get like a
Yeah,
couple octaves lower?
yeah, that's
Oh.
what I was fixing to say.
I'm Batman. No.
Okay, I like dangerous. Basically, that just means that every time we succeed, we will mark 2 whole boxes. And when we want to try to finish it, we'll roll against that track. So 4 to 5 successes before we roll is kind of what we're looking at. So that's not too many points on the journey, but if we roll poorly, it could be several. It could be definitely more than 4 or 5 points. Okay, so are we trying to goof? I don't think with this type of terrain, I don't think we can move very fast. Nor is it worth being sneaky because we're being told to go there here. So the one that makes the most sense is to stay vigilant and to roll wits, which is
Well, we decided, didn't we, that like they don't really know about the creatures that are here. So essentially, what we're dealing with right now is just
it's
like
terrain.
the sandstorms and terrain or whatever. So we're being vigilant to make sure that
Are
we're heading the right direction. But
Oh,
are we
and
going
here's
into a
the thing.
dungeon type of thing? Ruins? Or what? Like how?
Well, right now we're just journeying across the terrain.
Okay.
Your voice is still you've got some
I
sort of
have,
modulator or
I
something on.
have no. I don't know. What's
But I have a rover, and
yes, you
if we
do.
take the rover, we get to add one to our undertaken expedition rolls.
Did we ever say how big it is, or just miscellaneous size?
The rover, it's like, I mean, it's like a small car.
How many
I would
people?
imagine like a buggy.
Well, I guess the three of us could probably fit in there, and
I
we're
think
off.
all 4 of us could fit in and still have room for supplies in the back.
Oh, but are there other people coming with us, or is it just?
I think it's just us escorting her so that she can
Oh,
get the information she needs.
yeah, I'm thinking she probably has some tools and stuff like that, just in case some minor stuff. But
And we
I
have
don't
our
think
own
we're taking a whole
supplies, so
caravan right now.
no.
okay. Yeah. That's when I misunderstood. I thought we were leading an expedition. Okay, no, we're
Well,
not.
it's our own expedition, but yeah, it's not a full like not
Yeah.
the whole settlement's not going. It's just
Oh
us.
no, I thought it was a caravan. We're just leading one person. Okay, that works.
Okay,
She's not.
so
She's not doing much, and by using us, she can get a jump start on her studies and stuff and what's going on.
research, yeah.
Research. That's it.
Okay, so when you make this roll, since we have the rover, you can add one to your roll. I'm guessing we're going to do a wits roll here. So
Can I aid myself?
I
I'm an
mean, we
ally.
could do some sort of aid if we needed
Well, no,
to.
I like the extra momentum bonus if I succeed.
Oh, but
Yeah, I'm loyal to myself.
well, who? I have 2 wits, so I can make the roll, and then you can aid me. I have 2 wits plus the one from the rover, which would put me basically the same as you without the rover,
True,
and
it's
then you
only a
can aid
plus
me to
one
give me an
difference.
additional one.
Okay, we can do that. So let me double check again here.
So you automatically give me a +1, right? Or it's
When you aid an
when
ally,
you aid.
so the move aid an ally, add +1, I take +1 momentum on a hit.
this is in addition to the benefits taken by your. So I have to roll, but I can roll at a +1. Is that
So
correct?
you can roll. Yeah, I guess you add the plus. Let me see if there's any special information about. That's just it. The assets don't really have a whole lot of information in the book, do they? Move an asset glossary. Um, um, I think you add the +1 to your aid the ally roll.
Right, and I add the +1, and I take +1 momentum on a hit. Two separate things, but that's
Right.
with my roll, and then you still get your regular benefits. This is based. I'm. I'd be helping you anyway.
You're aiding yourself in aiding me is what you're doing.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna aid you anyway. I might as well get a bonus for it.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so I'm rolling wits at a +1. I guess I'm keeping track of the landscape.
yeah, you've got the
of
map or the
storm,
landscape. Yeah.
sensors, everything like that. And I guess you're pilot. We'll say you're piloting.
I'm driving.
Driving, yeah. All right, so I will
Yeah, that's it. That's +1.
strong hit. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. So I gain 2 momentum and a +1.
Um, yes, I gain 1 momentum, and then on a strong hit, with a match.
That's strong with a match.
No match. Oh well.
Okay, so I'm rolling wits +2 for our make an expedition, undertake an expedition, and I rolled a strong hit. So that means on a strong hit, you reach a waypoint, envision the location, and mark progress per rank for the expedition. So we get to mark progress. Um, mark progress, and then we made it somewhere. So what's the first sort of waypoint stop on this journey? What did we run into that caused us to sort of that's worth talking about?
Do we want something to happen, or do we want this just to be like
Well, here's the
a
thing
certain
is
distance away where we have to, stop and quote unquote make camp?
it could be that in terms of something happening, it couldn't. We don't really want anything bad to happen because that would be what would happen if I had rolled bad.
Yeah.
So we could maybe there's some sort of like landmark
Yeah,
or
something
um,
interesting. We don't. It doesn't have to be something we deal with right now, but it could be something beneficial.
I was thinking either like a landmark that we stop at, um, or having one of the storms roll in, but we're in an area like we're at some type of landmark where we can shelter ourselves comfortably and easily ride out this storm, and that's our waypoint. Like since we got a strong hit, it doesn't really affect us. It just causes us to stop here for
well, because
a night
here's
or
the thing.
whatever.
Here's the thing we have to decide. We can explore a waypoint. We can take a detour
Right.
and explore a waypoint. If we do that, we're basically stopping the actual expedition to do something else, which could be very beneficial for us. It could be that could be harmful. It could just be a waste of time. That's the, do we want to move on and take another leg, or do we want to stop and just
I
not do
have an
anything else?
idea.
Or okay,
It originally we're looking for this mine. Maybe we found an interesting natural formation that provided some shelter for some of the storms, and we thought maybe get a look at it, see if it's a good spot to take a break, and if we get really well on a roll, we found a mine or the mine that we're looking for the iron. What did we call it again? Black iron.
Black
Yes,
iron.
black iron.
Okay, so you're saying right now, let's explore Waypoint to see if it's worth sheltering at, and then depending on how the
Yes.
roll goes, we'll go for there.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So, explore Waypoint. When you divert from an expedition to examine a notable location, roll wits. On a strong hit, choose one. On a strong hit with a match, you may instead make a discovery. So that's pretty much like if we're wanting it to be something related to this mine or whatever, we probably need to roll that match.
Sorry, what was the last part? Oh, strong hit
On
with
a
match. Yes, I
with a
must say
match.
that would be nice. So do you want me to assist you in exploring the waypoint, or do you want me to explore the waypoint?
Well, what if you
Or it doesn't have to be you. I can also help Owl explore the waypoint.
well,
He
I
knows.
think yeah, either of us are the same when it comes to wits. We're both at 2 wits to your 3. Um so I think that if one of us does it, then you can aid us with your loyalty and you know, that would be good. But
We're
if
taking a -1 penalty for the chance of me upping my momentum, because there's things that I can do when I have maximum momentum too. Like
right.
kinetic powers. That's the whole point of me trying to up my momentum.
Well then, how about Al? How about you explore the waypoint since you're sort of like you maybe I don't know you could do that and then he can help you and he can roll that aid roll and maybe get you at least up to a 3. Do you
Yeah.
have any? Do you have any assets that might help you in something like this?
Oh, Owl, he's
don't
haunted.
I don't really think so. I don't think my haunted would apply in this case the way I've been kind of shaping it up. Um, Normally I would say something like shade, but
Well, and here's
since
this though. I have under my scavenger ability, I have when you secure an advantage to cobble together an ad hoc tool, device, or weapon, envision what you intend to create. On a hit, you may add +1 when making a move aided by the item. Oh, this is so that I can. This is basically if I'm going to secure an advantage, I'm going to make an item that's helpful. And if I'm securing this advantage as an aid the ally, then you will get the +1 benefit. Like,
You
and
can
then we
create a
get to
divining
keep,
rod
and
to
then
help find water.
we get to keep the item. If you roll a 1 on your action dial while using the item, it's permanently broken, lost, or depleted. So that seems to mean we can keep it until it breaks. So I don't know what kind of device or something I could make, but or a tool or something. Um, but I can make something, and not only will you get the plus benefit from the aid your ally, you also get the additional +1 for using the tool. So if we do it this way, then Paul, you can get your 3 wits, and then I can make you a tool of some sort, and then you can get a +5. You can be rolling at 5. You can be rolling at 5.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, how do I
You're,
can't
you're
aid myself.
so
Oh, I aid
no, but
you?
you'll get the +1 from the aid your ally and the +1 from the thing I make.
Oh, okay. So how about? Okay, I have an idea.
So that's a
Uh,
way we can actually get 2
what you
pluses.
are
to roll.
crafting, repairing, repurposing, or modifying equipment or technology, you're crafting something. If I'm making a move to help you, is that's included, correct? So I can do gearhead to help you make the item. That's gonna help me to look for it.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Well, it says when you make a move to craft,
When you
but,
craft, but I'm the one crafting.
but if I'm aiding an ally, I'm helping you make it. That's another way for me to
I
gain a momentum.
I think we're getting a little too gamey there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can aid him in
To
making
aid
the
you.
item to aid you.
Well, I'm aiding him to make an item, and then one of us is going to use that item.
See, because then the other thing is I don't know.
Do I get 2+1s if
I
I'm
don't
gearhead and
I don't know how
loyalist?
that. So when you secure an advantage to cobble together and envision what you intend to create on a hit, you may add one when making a move aided by the item. So
I
and
think
then
you have to use it.
aid your ally is just secure an advantage for someone else.
I think you need to
So
use the item though. On
but
a hit,
I'm using the secure advantage to make the item, but for someone else because I'm aiding an ally. I think is
I
how
don't
that
know
would
if
work.
you have to use the item to get the +1. It says on a hit you may add. I don't know. Okay, I think we're fine.
I think
We're bogged down. If we want to do it like this, we can do it. So
okay. I'll secure the advantage to make something. What do we think? What would help us explore this waypoint to see if it's useful to us?
Well, what are we looking at? Are we looking at? Did we decide if we're looking at like ruins or if we're looking at like a cave or what? Because that's
I
I think
thought it
it
was
kind of depends on that.
a natural formation that could be used for a waypoint, as you
Well,
said, or shelter.
is it late? Is it getting dark? I mean, I could
I
just
don't
make.
think we left that late. I think, but it's good to create.
But we've been traveling.
Right.
I'm saying I could make a torch
How
of some sort.
far are we?
Well, that's why I was asking because I was thinking like some kind of light source or some kind of like like cobbled together kind of sonar equipment or something like that that kind of aids him, if he's
Oh,
going to walk through this place.
perhaps the days are shorter. So it's not like it's
Yeah.
darkness, we're going to bed, but it's dark out there, and we're exploring here with
Maybe,
a
yeah,
torch.
maybe there are multiple day-night cycles within a sleep period.
Yes, I think that works.
Okay.
So next, you're making a torch, light source of some kind.
Okay. So what
Little
I'm going to
rod,
do is I'm going to secure an advantage, and I'm going to do it with
heart, no.
um.
Strength. I think your endurance,
mm, I think it would have to be
expertise. Yeah.
with wits, which is I know it's not my best, but it's not my worst. So with wits, no pluses. I'm going to secure an advantage by making a light source to be able to explore this. Um, and I rolled a strong hit. So you are going to use this light source, and you're going to gain two. You're going to gain um. You're going to gain 2 momentum,
Who does? You do?
and
'Cause
you're going to gain two
oh,
momentum because I'm aiding you.
I gain 2 momentum
Yeah, because you get the benefits of the aid.
and get a
You're going to get a
plus.
+1 for me aiding you, and you're going to get a +1 from the light that I made.
So I just okay. So I'm doing a wits roll with a +2.
And here's the thing: we need every time we use this light, we need to kind of write this down. Anytime we're using this light for a for aid, if we roll a 1 on our action die, which is the d6, if we roll a 1, it breaks and we lose it.
Now, is it a torch or is it more of a flashlight, glow rod type of thing?
So I'm a scavenger. I'm using a scavenging ability. So I'm going to say it's some sort of torch. Either whether it's fire based or maybe it's some sort of bioluminescent or chemical torch, but it's some sort of scavenged light source.
Called the bioluminescent torch.
Yeah. Maybe there's some sort of like
And it gives a
wasteland like fungus or something here that I know can be turned into a light source.
So +1 to assist someone.
Yeah, it gives a +1 to an assist, to an appropriate assist. Yeah, technically for me, but since I'm aiding you, this time you can use it.
Okay, I added that to
Sorry, Doc.
yeah, at the bottom equipment if we have any special equipment and stuff. Okay, I am now going to roll with a wits at +2. And what am I rolling? Explore a waypoint.
Yep.
Strong hit with a match.
Perfect. We made a discovery.
Nice.
So,
all right. So first things, envision a favorable. Okay. First, +2 momentum.
no, hold on. No, you don't gain the momentum.
I don't.
Yes. On a strong hit with a match, you may instead make a discovery.
Oh,
So making a discovery
is better than all this.
Either roll on the table or choose one. So let's roll, make a discovery.
I think the discovery
monumental architecture or artistry of an ancient civilization. What if we inadvertently find it like an extra entrant, like an extra like precursor location that was unknown?
Well, I thought we were looking for a mine.
Now,
did we get that lucky?
well, I mean, we can choose. So it does say choose or roll. So,
for the fact that we got a strong hit with a match, and that's what we were thinking about.
Yeah, that would be maybe that could fall under.
Does black iron have anything to do with the previous civilizations? Because does it fit under that?
Everything to do with that.
I mean, it fits under what we found now. Then, if we, maybe we found a back entrance into this mine we're looking for, or maybe we just, even if it's not quite that big, maybe we just found evidence that there is black iron here now, and we're like, okay.
That's what I was looking at. This one that says rare and valuable resource. Maybe we find a small outcropping.
Oh, small cache of black iron. So basically,
black iron, of raw black iron. Like
Forge Tech does not have black iron.
Right.
Precursor Tech is made with black iron, and we have, being Iron Sworn, have a small amount that we swear our vows on.
Yeah, it's just a little chunk.
All our tech, like your stealth tech, my reinforced hull, and what else? That's is made with black iron.
Because what I'm thinking is we don't know that this is the planet that we're looking for with the mine yet, because we haven't found the marshal here yet, unless it came up with conversations with your friend already.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
we probably don't know yet.
All we know about the marshal is that he's looking for a mine, and then we ended up here. So
this could be a mine, but all we know right now is that there is black iron here.
There is black iron here. There's raw black iron here. So what we could do with that information, we could at least mark it and like know it's here. I mean, and we've got Joran with us, so I mean, she knows as well.
Well,
I
don't think as Iron Sworn we can stake a claim on a mine on a planet like this. I think because of the settlement's proximity, it's something for them. But now it's a
Right.
discovery for there. It can't be, well, unless there's political dealings. It belongs to, I think, the settlement, and that they
It
can
belongs
set
to
up
the
a,
forge. Yeah, this
yeah, to
is
the forge. But the settlement will then send a mining crew to take care of it. Because this is a big find,
right.
even if it's a small amount, it's a big find. It's
Yeah,
important.
absolutely. So I think that's cool. Now that might inadvertently set off events later down the line. But
Right.
right now, we know, hey, we found an outcropping of black iron. Maybe we can file that away as like, that's interesting. We know someone else who's
Um,
looking for this.
I
Like,
would like to see if there's any loose black iron to pick up.
okay. So that would maybe be um
Is it explore a waypoint again, or
no. Combat, that's bad stuff. Um
secure an advantage, gather information?
I think maybe the only thing I could think it might would be gather information, but even then that doesn't really fit.
Well, what is the, I guess to be mechanical, what would be a mechanical benefit of acquiring raw black iron? Or there isn't really, unless
It
we,
it would be like a bartering thing. It could be a like I mean, I don't believe that currently you don't have the knowledge to forge it.
no.
So like
So really, it's best to leave it for the forge to deal with.
I for now until we find ourselves in a different situation where it would be beneficial to have raw black
Right,
iron. The thing that's more useful to us is old tech that we can scavenge and repurpose, where
right,
it's already forged. That's what's more useful to
right.
us
And to
currently.
rebuild the ship and stuff, yeah, we want.
Right. We want old parts and old tech and yeah, that we can repurpose and take
Yeah, or
apart
we
and that
want
kind of stuff.
someone to find. I don't know if there are any forgers of black iron. It's so limited, and it's usually in this state. I think it's probably hard to come by. So people are. We don't know how to forge it,
They're probably still trying to learn more and more about it as we go. So,
but it
yeah,
doesn't hurt to
cool.
have more for research, and that's fits with what she does. Maybe a side
Right. Absolutely.
aspect of her research.
Okay.
So yeah, so
So,
it's of no benefit for us to take any.
right. So, we're here, let's see. We've been technically playing with the break. We've been playing for almost 3 hours. Do we want to
Potentially.
try to go to another waypoint, or do we want to call it here and
Uh,
start back up here next time?
Actually, finding this little cache, would that increase our standing with her at all?
Maybe. Let's see. Let me read the companion. Did I have that still pulled up? Hold on. What is it? Oh, that's under. I can do that from here. That's develop your relationship, swear a vow, complete the quest, leverage help, um, share, give something of worth. I guess technically we aren't. It's not ours to give, but we
Well,
helped her discover something
yes.
worth that's worth something to her. I could see that being a way to mark progress with her. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of, for me, where is it? I think this is. a milestone on my iron vow.
Oh, what was your iron vow again?
I want enough black iron for the entire forge.
Oh, that is good. Haha. Inadvertently helped you with that.
So, overcoming a critical obstacle, gaining a meaningful insight, completing a perilous expedition, acquiring a crucial item or resource.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think personally, I have just made progress on finding enough iron for the forge. So I'm now at half a progress bar on my
Woohoo!
yeah. So okay, so okay, so we're here. We're sort of camped out in this cave. Get
Let's
out
do
of
one
the
more
one more.
milestone. Either end on a cliffhanger or on a or not. We'll see.
Okay, so we want to do it the same way.
Do we need your torch again? It's still not.
Not for this.
Well, because it's
Well,
still.
I mean, we could do it that way, where we could just basically. Well, I would assume the rover has lights. So in terms
Oh,
of
yeah.
when we're moving, but do you want to navigate for me so that you can use your loyalty ability?
Sure. I will. I'm a loyal person. But who's doing the? Who's gonna do this? You or Owl this time?
Well, I mean, I drove the first leg. Do you want to try? Because I assume the rover is. I assume that we all gain the benefits of the rover. Like,
Yeah, because it's
even
it's
though it's
it's a crew asset. I think.
yeah,
Like the ship is a crew asset or the reinforced hull. It doesn't just protect the part of the ship I'm in, the reinforced hull.
right. Like I said, that's the one thing I don't. There's no current like database of like extra information for the assets. There's no like
Well,
frequently asked questions for the
you
assets.
took that for your crew thing, right? Because we all took a crew thing. Like we all
Well,
took one that helped all
essentially,
of us.
I took that when we first. That was one of my very first assets that I took. That was
But
one of
but
my starting character.
was it listed as a crew asset?
I don't. Let me pull up the um, asset sheet.
It's listed as a support vehicle. That's what it says if you
Yeah.
look up Rover.
Okay, rover support vehicle. Let me see if there's a section in the book about like um maybe under launching your campaign, maybe there's a section about assets in here. Uh choose your final asset. Support vehicles are secondary vehicles that your starship can carry and launch. If you're playing with others, these are a shared asset. Yep. So we can all gain the benefits of the rover. So it doesn't matter who undertakes the expedition, you will gain the +1 from the rover. So you want to try to roll this one, Nathan, after he gives you the aid?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So
All right.
wits +1 for the aid.
Oh, a miss. We don't
Okay.
have the same
So
synergy.
what that means is you are going to um, have to pay the price, I think.
Right. Was that
Paul has
it?
to pay the price. Yeah. So what
Oh, there is no.
it's just
Oh,
pay
I
no
pay
go
the price if he fails.
right.
Right, but
If
I
no,
did.
you pay the price now for not securing the advantage.
I don't see.
It's under security advantage, not aid your ally.
Oh, okay. Secure an advantage.
Now, what does aid your ally say? When you act in direct support of an ally, envision how you aid them, then secure the advantage or gain ground. If you score a hit, they instead of you take the benefits.
Yeah, so I'm 8 ally, and from 8 ally, I was doing secure an advantage, and because of
Right.
that, I failed. So now I will pay
So
the
you will
price.
pay the price. So what kind of price are you going to pay for for failing to aid in this expedition?
Let's see. I'm looking at some of the examples. I don't see. Um, your action causes collateral damage or has an unintended effect. Something of value is lost or destroyed. A new enemy is revealed. Your
Your
equipment
vehicle
or
suffered damage.
yeah, your equipment or vehicle malfunctions or suffers damage.
Well, we
You know
can have
what?
it suffer damage.
I think on the way, let's. I think I want to hold off on that to see what he rolls.
Okay.
Because if we don't make it, we're stuck in between where we,
2 waypoint. Yeah.
yeah, between two potential waypoints. Because we'll see how he rolls on that before I fully decide. Because if it,
Okay.
yeah, if he succeeds, then I'll pick something maybe. So the vehicles. Does the vehicle have health or
It
no?
does. It has
Uh,
integrity.
so if we don't, yeah, if we make it, then I'll just do
Because
integrity
here's the
damage.
thing. If I was gonna say if you pay the price right now, I say we pick it malfunctions and he doesn't gain the vehicle's benefit on the waypoint roll. But if we wait, he can gain that benefit of the vehicle, but then maybe something happens to the vehicle afterwards. But either one, I'm down for either.
I'm okay with waiting to help play into what he rolled. If he fails,
Okay.
then it's like a spectacular fail. We
Okay.
can play it off
So
together.
you're gonna do the expedition, undertake an expedition with a +1 from the rover.
So I'm kind of flavoring like my haunted, kind of specter or spirit that follows me as like a soldier. I think he would have some experience with vehicles. Um, so I
Okay.
should be able to add my +1 to that. So I should still get a +2.
Okay.
And fingers crossed. Strong hit.
Okay. You also, and because of that, don't you get to mark something on your?
I do. I get to mark on my bonds legacy track on a strong hit with with a match. It's got to be a match.
Okay, so it wasn't a
It's
match.
just a strong hit, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we do make it to the next waypoint. Um, do we
Um,
want to explore this one too?
okay, so what did we decide the integrity of the vehicle in?
I say it suffers. It suffers. Maybe we hit a bad bump or run into something or
Yeah,
so I'm gonna say
my navigation was not the best.
yeah, it wasn't great. So I'm gonna say it it's probably just minor damage, so it's a -1. So let me pull that up on my assets here. It only has the rover does it has 5 integrity. So it takes the damage, and I'm gonna say right now we ignore it. We don't try to withstand it. We don't, whatever. It takes the damage and we keep going. It's nothing detrimental yet.
So write it out plus for momentum. Is that right? Yeah.
That's if we roll.
Oh, but it becomes. Oh no, that's
Yeah. It says then if it's at 0 or you choose to resist the damage,
Oh, which we're not doing. Okay, never mind.
which we're not gonna do. So
Well, I guess that answers my question because I was going to ask if what I rolled was that Explorer Waypoint.
no, that was undertake the expedition.
Okay, got it.
So it
Just
says
wasn't sure.
basically undertake expedition, you with a strong hit, we get there and we mark progress. So we get to mark progress on the journey one more time. So
So
we're
hold
here.
on. So under the journey, uh, we mark one more, so we're at 4.
We're at 4. Yes.
All right.
So we can either explore this waypoint, move to the next one, or call it a night. What are we thinking?
Let's do one more. And then because this is a simple one, so let's do one more to see if we end on a cliffhanger or something. What do you
So
think?
do one more, like move on to the next waypoint, or explore this one.
I don't think we have any reason to explore this one unless you guys want to.
Well, I mean, I don't personally think we're gonna find stuff to explore every time we do one of these undertake expedition things.
Here's the
It
thing.
just might be the next leg. It might be where we stop and take a minute, but I don't expect every time we stop to find some cool thing to explore.
Well, and that's what the explore the waypoint kind of does, is it tells you whether you do find something or not. Because it says basically on a strong hit, you either find an opportunity or you gain some extra progress, like you get a benefit from it.
We got a short.
On a
Find
weak
a
hit,
shortcut.
nothing really crazy happens and you just gain some momentum. And then on a miss, it like it something goes wrong. We sort of hurt ourselves. But
I'm,
And that,
I mean, obviously it could hurt us, but if we have the potential to get progress, it could be worth it.
well, I see you two exploring, and repair the rover.
you could do that. Maybe that's another reason to stop, is we've got to fix this issue.
Double check. I'm examining the damage, making sure it's not bad. See if I can patch it up, and you guys.
We're gonna look around a little bit.
It's every time
Okay.
you go somewhere, you explore a bit.
Okay. So that means that anything we do on this Explorer waypoint, we don't have Paul's benefit, which is fine. Um. So, um, let's say maybe the reason we keep stopping, one of the reasons we keep stopping, is we've talked about this like shorter day night cycle. Maybe it's not safe to travel when it's dark for whatever reason. Maybe Joran knows, hey, we've encountered a few like creatures here that they like to come out more at night. It's safe. It's best if we try not to be traveling too much during the day.
Maybe the reason they're destroyed because we didn't make it to our next waypoint in time. That's how.
So we got chased. Yeah,
we got a little destroyed. Nothing major, but I figure we stop now that it is dark. I'll take a look at the.
Okay. So I'm gonna say whichever one of us, I'll roll this explorer, and I'll use my light that we have to do it. That way we can.
Will you be assisting, Howell?
I mean, do we want to try to do an aid?
I was gonna ask that if we're saying that it's potential creatures that cause the damage, um, I could aid in the fact of like trying to be stealthy and scout out in front of you a little
Okay.
bit.
Let's do
Just
that.
kind of
So,
making sure wherever you're looking at is okay, or kind of having your back, I guess.
okay. So you'll do a secure an advantage at shadow.
And I'm gonna use my haunted again.
Okay.
Weak hit.
Okay,
So
so I don't gain any momentum for that, but I do get the +1 on the so +1 for my light and a +1 from you scouting ahead. So basically I'm rolling at +4, wits +2, and I rolled a strong hit. So
where's the endure stress thing on here? There
it's
it
under
is.
the
I
red.
found it.
I don't know. For you and me, stress is harder to replenish than harm because we have to basically socialize, and Owl and Snipe are not good at socializing. which is a
Okay.
heart roll.
So this Explorer Waypoint on a strong hit, these are our choices. We either find an opportunity, so uh, envision a favorable insight, situation, resource, or encounter, then take 2 momentum, or we gain progress. We can go ahead and mark an additional 2 progress on our expedition. So we find whether it's some sort of shortcut or um, a way around one of these sand patches that is hard to get through, or whatever. Which one would we rather have? The actual progress on the journey, or an interesting favorable thing and some momentum?
What's your momentum at? 6 or 8?
Mine's at 6, yeah.
Oh,
No, I think mine is at 5.
so putting you at 7 is always good, but also completing this journey is kind of important too, because another success or 2 will come in handy. Because we're at 4 now, so having 6.
That would put us at 6, and then after this next leg, we can finish. We can get there basically if we want.
Right.
We can. Eight is probably enough to succeed. At least succeed. At least succeed at cost.
Well, I'm at 6, and Nathan, you're still at 3. We gotta.
I'm at 3 now because I just rolled my endure stress and got a weak hit, so I took it down 1 to get my spirit up 1.
So
All right. So
are we marking progress? Is that what we're doing?
yeah, I think we'll do the progress. We want to complete this. Maybe even get it done if we roll a couple more successes. We'll see tonight.
Okay. So we're at 6 progress now. We could take 1 more leg, and if we succeed at that, we might can attempt to finish it.
Right. Let me roll to see if I can repair.
Oh yeah, so repair. Yeah.
I get the +1 from Gearhead. Weak hit, which means we're in the field. Weak hit is 1 point. And
Point. You can restore 1 integrity, right? With 1 point.
yeah, 1 integrity. What were we down? How many? 1.
1.
All right, then I did a good job.
Cool. You did. You did a good job in the field with limited resources.
Of course. Did you have any
Okay.
doubt?
Okay, so we're undertaking an expedition. Well, the only one that hasn't actually undertook the expedition on this trip is
Me.
Snipe.
Right.
So we can't gain your loyalty benefit, but
No.
we could still aid you.
All right. Which of you want to aid me? With aiding, can you gain momentum? If you
I
roll
can't
well?
gain momentum.
Normally you can't. Okay, I was gonna.
Well, you can gain momentum.
Yes, I was looking more for Owl. See if it was a way for him to gain momentum that way.
Yeah, if you're securing an advantage for yourself, then there's a chance you can gain momentum. If you're securing an advantage by aid your ally, then they gain the advantage if there is.
Right. Also, which of you want to help? To Owl this time, because I think you've participated both helping Owl and being helped by me. So I think it's Owl's turn to help me. Yeah, we're taking shifts. Yes.
Taking shifts.
All right, so what do I need to roll for that one?
Well, you get to pick how you want to help. You get to pick which stat you want to use to help, and as long as it makes sense, where you're aiding him in sort of navigation and, um, to making sure that his driving goes well as we traverse this terrain.
I think I'm gonna use Edge because I can kind of direct him. Let me
The
read that
quickest.
again: speed, mobility, agility. I can kind of help him watch for things in the road or things in the path and stuff like that.
Okay.
Miss.
Okay. So let's see if he succeeds before we figure out how you pay the price.
I have no bonuses for this, so it's a straight up roll. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna roll. Strong hit.
Okay. So we make it. So we're gonna gain it. We're gonna gain our progress, and then Owl's got to pay the price somehow.
So we're at 8, correct? Journey.
I got I'm stressed, so I guess that's gonna make me take my spirit back down to 2.
Are you gonna try to resist the stress this time?
I tried last time, and that's why I'm at 3 momentum. I could try again.
So you
Um,
automatically do take the stress. You do take when
so
you do it, you'll lower it, and then you'll roll. And I think
okay,
it's then it's
I'm
either
at I'm at 2 then because I
so
did
you're
not lower
rolling.
it before. So I'm at 1 now, taking that stress.
Okay. So yeah. So this is not good because if you hit 0, I think you become what's it called? Um, you become
If your spirit
shaken.
hits 0, lose momentum equal to the remaining stress. Yeah.
You can become shaken, which is not good.
Let's see. I can take that and stay at 1. Or I can.
If you hit a strong hit, you shake it off and you go back to 2.
Well, here's the thing. I either have to roll spirit or heart, and they're both 1s.
Right.
That's why I said for us, taking stress is not good. It's harder to recover from it.
The problem is if I hit a miss, I'm probably gonna just endure it because if I take a miss, I'm gonna take either
Go to
-1 spirit
0.
or lose 2 momentum, which takes me to 0 or takes me to 1 momentum.
Basically, we're the type of people we're strong, capable people, but don't stress us out. The two of us.
Okay.
I don't like
Just
being at
gonna
1 spirit though.
Well, what we'll do then is when we sort of finish, because we're fixing to try to finish up this quest here, this expedition, and then maybe we can kind of camp up, and then you can, what is it called? It won't be easy, but it's
So what happens with
hard.
momentum? I have to get to 0 before it resets to 2, or how does that work?
No, it will only reset to 2 after you use it.
Okay.
So
So it can just keep going down until it gets used.
right.
Can
Okay.
I help him endure
And
stress later?
negative momentum actually, there's something about negative momentum that like is
Well, I won't go into negative at all yet. I was just
right.
wondering if how that worked.
Yeah, I'm trying to. There's let's see, gameplay in depth. Yeah, there's something about there's got to be a section somewhere about momentum. The basics. That's what I'm looking for. Suffering negative momentum. When your momentum is negative and it matches the number on your action die, you must suffer negative momentum. Your action die is canceled, so So you only add your skill and any pluses.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But that's only if
I
you roll exactly. So basically, for each point you have a 1 in 6 chance of suffering the negative momentum.
But that's the problem. I can make it go up, but I can't reset it until
Until
I
you
hit
burn
that,
it, and you can't burn it until
unless it matches.
unless it's. I think you can only burn momentum when it's beneficial to you. I think.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But what I
Yeah,
mean
you
is, if
can't
it
burn it
gets
when
into the
it's
negative,
If
I
it's-
can't do anything with it until it matches or until I gain enough momentum to make it go up.
Right. Okay. So after you suffer the negative, it resets. Right? Is that what it says?
I would think so, because that would
Um,
be me using that momentum.
um, Actually, I don't think it does.
No, I think you have to gain momentum.
I think you have to gain the momentum to get it back to a
Well,
positive
Okay.
value.
that's rough.
Here's the
Yeah.
question: can you assist on an endure stress check?
Like, can you aid your ally on that?
Yeah, yes.
I don't know. I guess.
It's
But
a move. I don't see it saying otherwise.
so, but I think that one was. I think hearten's the next thing you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to do the hearten action, which basically is you roll heart on a strong hit, you gain a spirit. On a strong hit, you'll gain 2 spirit.
Well, I don't want to waste my momentum, but I think I'm going to go ahead and try to resist
Right
this
now, try to resist it. Okay.
and see what happens. And then obviously, because I mean, best case scenario, I can take my spirit back up one, and then I can still do the hearten later and take it up more.
What does my thing
It's a
about?
weak hit. On a weak hit, you're not shaken. You may lose 1 momentum in exchange for +1 spirit and press on.
You can
So
burn a momentum. You can either
Yeah.
do nothing or burn a momentum to boost.
I would do
I'll
that.
take that to 2, and I'll even it out. So
Okay. So now are we ready to attempt this progress roll? Do you think 8's enough?
Sure. I think 8's enough.
Okay, so basically, it doesn't matter which one of us rolls it because it's just click this button.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I ain't doing it this time.
Okay. A strong hit with a match.
Ooh, does that?
Let's see if that does anything. We are finishing an expedition. On a strong hit, you reach your destination and complete your survey. Mark a reward on your Discovery's legacy track per its rank. And its rank was dangerous, so we're gonna get 2 troublesome 1 tick, dangerous 2 ticks, formidable a box, extreme. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get half a progress towards our next level up there.
Wait, where? What do we?
That was on Discovery, right?
Discovery, yep.
Oh, Discovery.
So 2 ticks, yep. Then it says I think that's it. Unfortunately, the match didn't do anything.
So
But
are we
we get
going
a
to
lot of
also
matches.
progress
But
our relationship with her now?
I believe that is also something we do. Let's see. Develop your relationship when you complete a quest to their benefit. So we have escorted her to the location that she wanted to get to. So that means that we are going to mark our progress with her. We are currently at 2 progress. Now, we're here, so she's probably going to need us to do something else.
Right. We're not just okay. Bye.
So
we
what
probably
I'm
have
going
to
to
escort
say,
her back at some point.
right?
We're the only
Um,
vehicle here.
So I
So
say what we do is we figure out exactly what's going on here when on at the next session. We figure out what it is that she's taking us to. I think we all have sort of an idea of what we kind of want it to be, but whether it is that or not, I guess we can figure out um, next time.
Sounds good to me.
We don't currently have any XP to spend,
well, we have one
so
point.
we're gonna we got 1 point, but you can't do anything with 1 point.
Okay, so we could delete the journey for
For Jordan, yep.
Jordan. Okay. Is there anything else on air that we need to do? I think
that's it.
all right. So, let me just bring us back to full webcams. Okay. So, thanks everyone who joined us now, or will watch this video on demand on YouTube or even here on Twitch. And yeah, I don't know. I think we made all our plugs. I said, check out the Iron Sworn RPG, and it's a great system. It's
I do believe that Ironsworn, the original fantasy Ironsworn, the PDF for that is free.
yes. Oh yeah, the original Iron Sworn is free, and the new settings, which Starforged and Shattered Isles, I believe that's not
Sundered Isle.
Sundered Isles. That's not able to be the ones that cost for now, I guess.
I believe Kickstarter backers get Sundered Isle. I think.
Oh yeah, I meant for someone.
Yeah, but the others, I think that's going to be Delve is the Ironsworn expansion that I believe is that costs, but it's
Yes.
sort of to help with more dungeony style play as opposed to like
Just fantasy.
outdoor exploration things.
Well, that's it. Well, thanks everyone, and check out Dimension 119 channel. He has a lot of games going on his own channel, and he's with Jarl of Goats as well. And check out the Griffin's Nest on YouTube. Our videos are either on my channel or on his, or well, both of us. And
I think we're from now on we're going to be uploading them to the Raven Rolls channel, but the playlist for this whole campaign is on my channel.
And also the Mage Hack is what we're developing, two of us, and hopefully that we'll have something before the end of the year, or at least the next stage of the playtest. I don't know if we'll have it completed by the end of the year. This next few months are going to be a little difficult to do that, but hopefully by next year we'll have a finished product, and then move on to our next. We have a few projects in the works. We'll see how that goes. So, all right, thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you. I think it's next month.
At some point.
Yeah.